Hello everybody, welcome to Inkwell. My name is Soumi and today we are going to learn how to solve match headings with paragraph questions in IELTS Reading. Let's get started. So, match headings with paragraph questions. I know that most of the IELTS test takers are mighty confused how to go about this particular question type, how to get the correct answer. So, today I'm going to show you a few steps and then we are going to solve the question together, rather the question and the passage together. All right. So, in match the heading, always I have told you to remember this, that the answers will not be in order. In my previous videos, I have showed you true, false, not given, where I said answers will be in order. Then I showed you a matching statement with names of people, their answers will not be in order. And match the headings with paragraphs, again, answers will not be in order. Very, very important for you to remember this. The first thing that we do is we get any passage, we are going to read the heading and the subheading of the passage that helps us to do the prediction. And then we will move on to our steps of how to go about it, right? So now the steps are, it might look there are many, steps here, but believe me, it will be very easy when you follow this. First, we are going to read the instruction carefully of the question. And then over here, we will go to the paragraph. Now, what happens in IELTS other question types is that you first look at the question and then you go to the passage, isn't it? But here we are first going to look at the paragraph, take the keywords out of the paragraph. Here we are using our skimming and taking the keywords out. Then we will rephrase those keywords in a very simple way and we are going to summarize it. So very important steps what we are going to follow here, or rather the reading technique that you are going to follow here is skimming, rephrasing and summarizing. Now after summarizing, which you do it and then you go to the heading option, another important step is the process of elimination. Now you might wonder what is the meaning of process of elimination. Process of elimination is nothing but you are just trying to eliminate the wrong answers. What I'm trying to make you understand here is don't bother about the right answers, bother about the wrong options. The right you will definitely see, and that's how you are going to get your answers. All right. Now let's see how we can use this in order to solve the question. So this is how our paragraph looks like, isn't it? So here we have, just a second. So you see here we have our heading. This is our heading and this is our subheading. So it says the lost city and explorers encounter with the ruined city of Machu Picchu. So now I'm going to do my prediction. So this means that there was an explorer and he kind of wanted to find out this lost city, the Machu Picchu, his experience and information about Machu Picchu, information about how did he go about it. This is going to be my passage. So I predicted, and if you look at the passage here, you will see that US explorer, he went to this. He's a US explorer and he went to this Machu Picchu, Peru. You can see there. And here it is talking about his experience. So prediction is very important when you go for your any IELTS reading question type. Now, what did I tell you here? I told you never to look at the question right now. We need to look at the passage right now. Okay. So while looking at the passage, we need to take the keywords out. So let's see. When the US explorer and academic, this particular person, he arrived in South America in 19, he was ready for what has to be the greatest achievement of his life. All right. Exploration of this remote hinterland of this particular place, the old capital of Inca. His goal was to locate the remains of the city. This is the name of the city. And then It's talking about where Cusco lies, high plateau, not needed. And then this, Bingham's plan was to descend something from this plateau. All right, so if you look at the passage, it's talking about this particular person, he arrived in South America. He was ready for his greatest achievement and he wanted to explore this particular city. His goal was to locate the remains of the city and his plan. So this passage is definitely talking about something that he planned, something that his goal is. Now, I told you that while taking the keywords out, rephrase it in very simple words, summarize it. This is the crux of this particular passage. Now, let's go back to the list of headings. Now, over here, you look at the question here. Nowhere it is written that you can use the option more than once, isn't it? What is it written? That it has 7 paragraphs and you just need to match it. Now, I'm going to do my process of elimination. Was it talking about different accounts? No, it was talking about his goal or his plan. Was it talking about his support? No. A common belief? No. The aim of the trip. Okay, you do find the word here. This is aim. You do find the word goal in the passage, isn't it? Okay, let's hold that. Is it talking about a dramatic description? No. A new route? No. Publishes his theory? No. His lack of enthusiasm? No. So, for question number 14, paragraph A, my answer has to be 4. See how process of elimination actually helps you to take the answer? So, what did you do first? You read the passage, you highlighted the keywords, you summarized it in easy way, you went back to the list of headings, you applied your process of elimination, and that's how you got this answer. Let's move on to the next passage now. So let's see. We will highlight the keywords here. When and his team set off down this, they had an advantage over travelers who had preceded them. A track had recently been blasted down the valley to enable something, and almost all previous travelers had left this river, this particular name of the river, and taken a high pass across the mountains to rejoin the river lower down. All right, so when you are reading this particular passage, what does it talk about? That this being his team, and they started their journey, and the track had recently been blasted down, and all the previous travelers, they left the river. This is something talking about his journey, talking something about the track. Something happened here, some changes. Okay, go back to the list of headings. Is it talking about different accounts? No. Is it talking about gaining support? No. A common belief? No. It is talking something about journey, and something happened, like they blasted down some route, some road. Okay. Aim of the trip, it's already been done. So is it talking about the dramatic description? No. Is it related to anything about route, journey, track? Okay, let's hold this. Publishing his theory? No. Lack of enthusiasm? No. So definitely my answer for paragraph B has to be 6. A new route. Let's go to the next one. Again, I'm going to look at the passage here. On 24th, there were few days remaining. The day began slowly. Bingham trying to arrange sufficient mules for the next stage. Companion showed no interest in accompanying him, and morning was dull, damp. Bingham also seemed to have been less keen on the prospect. So what is he talking? What is this entire passage talking about? The passage is talking about, see, morning was dull, companion didn't show any interest. Bingham also, he was less keen, he was less enthusiastic, he didn't have any energy. That is what we summarized it. Let's go back to the headings now. Different accounts? No. Gaining support? Definitely no. By now you know it can't be common belief. Dramatic description? No. Publishing a theory? No. Yes, being a lack of enthusiasm. Why? Because it was talking about it was less than keen. Everything is negative here. Showed no interest. Morning was so dull. Damn. So, my answer to paragraph C is going to be this one, option number 8. Right? And you strike it off. Strike these options off so that you don't get confused. Okay? Now, see, I have seen many IELTS test takers. What they do is they read the first 2 lines, then the last 2 lines, and back and forth. I don't think that works out. I think if you read the entire passage, in this particular question, you have to read the entire passage. You need to use your skimming. You need to use your summarizing. And that's how you can get the answer. All right? Try it. Now, let's go to paragraph D. All right, let's look at paragraph D. He writes the approach in a vivid style in his book. He climbs up the hill, describes the ever-present possibility of deadly snake, Not that he sees any, then there is a sense of not that he sees any. He doesn't even see any deadly snakes and this considerable spring. All right. Then there's a sense of mounting discovery as he comes across the great sweeps of terraces, followed by monumental staircase, finally the grand ceremonial building. It seemed like an unbelievable dream. The sight held me spellbound, he wrote. So, he wrote something, and he wrote in a vivid style, and he was describing something. He was describing the ever-present possibility of deadly snake. He was describing about all these springs. He was describing the great sweeps of terraces, the monumental staircase. And then he said, it seemed like an unbelievable dream. So something that he wrote, something which was like unbelievable, something which is like a story. There's no fact over here, but there's a lot of imagination that he used here, isn't it? That is what my summarization is. Let me go back to my list of headings. Now, already we did aim of the trip, new route, and lack of enthusiasm. Now, is he talking about the different account? No. Support, gaining support? No. Common belief? No. It's something vivid, something imagination. See, Bingham publishes theory? No. So it's definitely talking about a dramatic description, isn't it? So you see all this description here. He writes something in the book, and he did say that it seemed like an unbelievable dream and something spellbound, he wrote. So for my paragraph D, my answer is going to be 5. Let's look at paragraph E now. We should remember, however, this is a work of hindsight, not written until this, not many years after his journey. His journal entries of the time reveal a much more gradual appreciation of his achievement. Okay, spent the afternoon at the ruins noting down. He was writing something, then descended, then rejoined with his companion to whom he seems to have said a little about his discovery. Now, at this stage, he didn't realize the extent or the importance of the site, nor did he realize what use he could make of the discovery. So, what happened here? So, he started writing journal entries, and he wrote much more gradual appreciation. It's a gradual appreciation of his achievement. He was noting down everything. He rejoined his companion. He really didn't say much about it. From this line, you can say he seems to have said little about his discovery. Now, I am left with these list of headings here. Let me do my process of elimination. It didn't talk about publishing his theory. It didn't talk about a common belief. No, it is talking about what he did, a gradual appreciation, didn't say much to his companion or to his friends. Didn't talk about gaining support at all. Different accounts of the same journey. So when you talk about different accounts, so he writes in his notebook many things, but He does not tell his companion much about it. So definitely for paragraph E, my answer is going to be 1 and strike it off. So I'm left with 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see the next one. Now let's read paragraph F here. However, soon after returning it, that he could make a name for himself from this, write in the National Geographic magazine article that broke the story to the world. He knew he had to produce big idea. He wondered whether it could be the birthplace of this. And then the term refers to this Spanish invaders. Okay, his vision of the site as both as beginning and the end of Inca civilization, a magnificent one, is inaccurate. We know now that this place actually lies 65 kilometers away from the depth of the jungle. So when you read this, so it is saying that, look, he came back. What did he do? He wrote. What did he write? About whatever he has experienced, and this magazine, he wrote it, and the National Geographic magazine article. Then he wrote about this. He wondered whether it could have been the birthplace of very first Inca. So basically he just wrote. He wrote whatever, when he came back from his journey, he wrote whatever he experienced, and he wrote the thing to National Geographic magazine article. Now, if you look at these two, common belief, no. Again, I'm doing my process of elimination. I went back to the list of headings. Common belief, no. Gaining support, no. Publishes his theory. Yes, something which is publishing is written about. The word wrote, the word article that you find in the passage. So definitely for paragraph F, my answer has to be 7. He publishes his theory. All right. Now we are left with the last one, and we have two headings here. Now, have you noticed that there can be two things which can happen? All right. They might give you more paragraphs and less headings, or vice versa. So here what happened? We have more headings, one more heading, right? And less paragraph. So now we have to see between 2 and 3, which one is going to be our answer for paragraph G. All right. So let's look at paragraph G. One question that perplexed visitors, historians, alike is why the site seemed to have been abandoned. No reference. And if they had known his existence so close, they would certainly have now come search of gold. An idea which has gained wide acceptance over the past few years is that Machu Picchu was a Moya, a country Inca emperor escaped, where the elite could enjoy the monumental this one. Furthermore, the particular architecture of Machu Picchu suggests it was constructed at this time. Definitely talking about Machu Picchu. It is talking about, look at this line, like the idea which has gained a wide acceptance. So people accepted the idea over the past few years that Machu Picchu was a Moya, a country, and then they gave you the description of that country, description of that place. So I have two things which is left. One is about a common belief, and the another one is he gaining support. But if you look at this particular paragraph, which is talking about the place, it is talking about an idea which has gained wide acceptance. If you see this, right? So my answer, and this wide acceptance by who? Wide acceptance by people. It is written in passive voice, an idea which has gained wide experience over the past few years. So my answer, definitely, it can't be gaining support, but it has to be a common belief. So my answer to paragraph G is 3. So what did we do? Basically, let me just take you through the steps once more. You read the heading or the subheading of the passage. In this particular question type, you have to read the passage, highlight the keywords, summarize it, understand the crux of the passage. What is the main idea of the passage? Go back to the list of headings, do your process of elimination, and that's how you're going to get your answer. I hope you have understood this lesson, and I hope you'll use it when you're going to solve the list of headings question. Please don't forget to give us a like, share it with your friends or family members who you think will need this. Subscribe please, and I'm going to see you very soon with the next video. Till then, take care and thank you for watching.